Good evening and welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for July 27th through August 8th. For August 27th to 31st, we're forecasting a ridge near the Aleutians above Noma Heights to off the west coast. We have a truffle on the west and the east coast. And we have a subtropical ridge across southern plains into the center of the nation. And we're going to go to the end of the period. And we start to see what happened. The flow starts to flatten from what it was on the 27th. It's amplified, and then as we go, the ridge starts to build eastward, and the ridge expands north. This is the 31st. During this time, a system of concern. This period will be a stall boundary from northern Florida eastward to off the southeast coast. Models continue to suggest the front should be baroclonic through Wednesday. The European deterministics begins to suggest the potential for a subtropical development, tropical or subtropical development over northern Florida. This solution is the outlier since development should be over land and lacks support from other models. During this period, expect warm to hot conditions across the east central states. The start of the period, we're going to go look at the temperature anomalies. And you can see that temperatures across this region here will be about maybe approaching 8 degrees, maybe 6 degrees above normal. Cool here still in the west. The system ejecting out of the northwest should bring a day or two of unseasonably cold temperatures from the northwest into the Rockies and northern plains. And this will this pattern will be transitioning and support a modern trend in the east of the Rockies with above to well above temperatures along the west coast. And then we're going to go to, we're going to check the anomalies at the end of the period. This is the 31st. Models still shown here. Temperatures be approaching near 8 degrees above normal. And then we're looking at the Canadian, which shown temperatures 10 to almost 12 degrees above normal here. Expect periods of locally enhanced rains across southeast with the presence of a weak upper level energy and weakening wavy boundary. We're going to look now at the period for July 30th to August 3rd. Here we're at the 31st. Looking at the GFS right now. See, we have our subtropical ridge starts to migrate a little bit to the west. A zonal flow pretty much across the northern U.S. So I'll have our ridge here, and then we're going to go to the 3rd, and we see very little change except for the ridge here expands to the northward and south, encompassing a large area of the nation. And then we look at the European ensembles, where it has 594 high down over the southwest, and then we look at the other models. They're pretty much in agreement with this pattern. During this period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures across much of the nation, except for this region. The possibility of a trough developing across the northern Mississippi Valley. We'll look at that later, and we're going to have temperature anomalies will approach be about 8 to 10 degrees above normal across much of the nation. For precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here, above normal precipitation across this region due to a monsoonal flow again, and this region here. Now we're going to look at the period for August 4th to the 8th. Here we are at the 4th, and the pattern is supposed to be much more amplified than in the previous period. And you can see we have our subtropical ridge over the southwest, with the ridge encompassing much of the west central states. And we have a trough in the east. Now we're going to go to the end of the period. This would be, I guess, the 8th. Here's the 8th, and the models vary in intensity of the pattern. Here the GFS is much more amplified than the ensembles. Here's a European deterministic, still amplified. And here's a Canadian, which is the outlier, forecasting near to above normal heights across much of the nation, which with perhaps maybe a weak trough here in the east. But given the location of the ridge over the Great Basin, the Rockies, as you can see right here, this would favor a pattern more like this. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here, below normal temperatures for this region. And then we look at the temperature anomalies for this period. We're forecasting temperatures to be about 4 to 8 degrees above normal, and the below normal temperatures here would be about 6 degrees below normal for precipitation. I am forecasting below normal precipitation for the west coast states, above normal precipitation here due to the monsoonal flow, and above normal precipitation for this region. So that is a long range weather forecast discussion for July 27th through August 8th. Thank you for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.